Hey there, welcome to my channel. I'm here to help you become a more effective communicator. Now, if you've been struggling to find your voice and project confidence, then stick around for this video, because we're going to be talking about a secret blueprint that will make anyone sit up and take notice of you every time you enter a room. Here's a question for you. Which one of these statements has more power? A. I am important. Or B. I make other people feel important. Now think about that for a second. Most people would obviously say A, right? After all, it seems obvious that if you believe in yourself, then you're more likely to be taken seriously by others. But what if I told you that it was actually statement B that held the key to unlocking true influence? Because here's the thing. It's not about how much you think you matter. It's about how much you make other people think they matter. That's why in this video, I'm going to show you a simple formula that can be used to gain influence even if you've never said a word. So let me ask you again, which one of these statements has more power? A. I am important. Or B. I make other people feel important. Well, the answer is actually C. Both A and B have equal power. And together, they form an unstoppable force of influence. You see, most people focus on statement A, but in doing so, they neglect statement B. They try to convince themselves that they're important without taking the necessary steps to make others feel the same way. But it doesn't have to be that way. With just a few simple tweaks to your body language and communication style, you can unlock the power of both statements, A and B, at the same time. And that's exactly what we're going to talk about in this video. Let's jump back into the video. Imagine walking into a room full of strangers and immediately having everyone turn their heads to look at you. You don't have to be famous or have a charismatic personality. According to the law of human attraction, it's all about how you make people feel when they're around you. Some people naturally have this ability to draw people in and captivate their attention simply by being in the same room. People are naturally curious about them. They want to know what makes them tick and how they can emulate their success. And while it may seem like magic, there's nothing mysterious or mystical about it. It's simply a matter of understanding human psychology and using that knowledge to your advantage. In this video, I'll be diving deep into the science of body language and emotional influence to show you exactly how to master this art in just minutes. You could be well on your way to commanding any room you enter, so stay tuned and get ready to discover the secrets of nonverbal communication that will change your life forever. We are now ready to dive deeper into the science behind emotional influence. But first, I need you to smash that subscribe button. Now let's continue. You see, our emotions are like a hidden language that speaks volumes about who we are and how we feel. Even when we think we're not saying anything at all, our body language and facial expressions convey a wealth of information to those around us. And this is especially true in situations where words just aren't enough. For example, have you ever been on a date and felt like something just wasn't clicking? Maybe you had a great conversation, but you couldn't shake this feeling that your date wasn't really interested in you. Well, in those situations, it's important to pay attention to the little things, the subtle cues that can tell you whether or not your date is feeling the same way about you that you're feeling about them. This might mean paying attention to their body language, facial expressions, tone of voice, or even the way they dress. After all, these are all things that can reveal a lot about how someone is feeling even when they're trying to hide it. It's no secret that first impressions matter. In fact, studies have shown that we make snap judgments about others within just a few seconds of meeting them. That means that if you want to make a good impression, you need to make sure that your body language is on point from the moment you meet someone. That's why it's important to be aware of your nonverbal cues and how they're being perceived by others. By doing so, you can ensure that you're making the best first impression possible. The same goes for job interviews. If you want to land that dream job, you need to make sure that you're coming across as confident and capable from the moment you walk through the door. That means dressing professionally, making eye contact, and using open body language that conveys that you're friendly and approachable. It also helps to research the company and position beforehand, so that you can tailor your answers to their specific needs and demonstrate that you're genuinely interested in the role. Ultimately, landing a job comes down to more than just qualifications and experience. It's also about making a strong first impression and leaving a lasting one too. Micro T's. And in just a minute, I'll show you the one gesture that triples your influence instantly. But first, it's essential to understand that influencing others doesn't have to involve manipulation or trickery. Instead, it can be a way to build relationships, inspire action, and create positive change. Think about some of the most influential people you know. They likely don't have to use manipulative tactics to get what they want, because people naturally gravitate towards them and want to follow their lead. That's because these individuals have mastered the art of emotional influence. They know how to tap into the emotions of those around them to create meaningful connections and inspire action. Emotional influence is based on the idea that our emotions drive our behavior. When we feel inspired, excited, or motivated, we're more likely to take action. When we feel bored, indifferent, or uninterested, we're less likely to do anything at all. That's why it's important for anyone who wants to be influential to learn how to tap into the emotions of those around them. By understanding what makes people feel inspired, motivated, and excited, you can create an environment that encourages action and positive change. So how can you start tapping into the emotions of those around you to create a more influential presence? One way to begin understanding the emotions of others is by paying attention to their body language. Body language can reveal a lot about how someone is feeling, even if they're trying to hide it. For example, if someone is constantly avoiding eye contact or keeping their arms crossed, they may be feeling defensive or closed off. On the other hand, someone who is making eye contact, smiling, and using open body language is likely feeling more comfortable and relaxed. By paying attention to the body language of those around you, you can get a better sense of their emotional state and tailor your interactions accordingly. Another way to tap into the emotions of those around you is to ask questions and actively listen to their responses. This can help you build rapport and create a more personal connection with the people you're interacting with. By asking open-ended questions and really listening to what people have to say, you can show them that you care about their thoughts and feelings, and that can go a long way towards building trust and rapport. But don't stop there. You should also pay attention to the emotions that you're projecting yourself. When you're feeling stressed, anxious, or negative, it can be difficult to connect with others on an emotional level. That's why it's important to take steps to manage your own emotions and create a positive and inviting atmosphere. This might mean taking a few deep breaths before entering a social situation, practicing mindfulness, or finding other ways to reduce stress and anxiety. Finally, don't forget the power of empathy. Empathy is the ability to understand and share in the feelings of others. When you show empathy towards others, you're letting them know that you care about their thoughts and feelings, and that can create a strong emotional connection. So by paying attention to body language, asking thoughtful questions, managing your own emotions, and embracing empathy, you can tap into the emotions of those around you and create a more influential presence. Remember, emotional influence isn't about manipulation or trickery. It's about building relationships, inspiring action, and creating positive change. Now that you're aware of the importance of body language and emotional intelligence, it's time to take things to the next level. You see, our emotions are like a hidden language that can either bring us closer together or push us apart. But what if you had the ability to decode that language and use it to your advantage? Imagine being able to read the emotions of those around you and respond in a way that creates deeper connections and inspires action. That's the power of emotional calibration. You can become a master of emotional calibration by developing your intuition and paying attention to the nonverbal cues of those around you. But how do you put that knowledge to use? Enter the 3 triggers that will transform the way you interact with others. Trigger number 1 is warmth. When we feel warm and fuzzy inside, we're more likely to feel connected to others and open to new experiences. Trigger number 2 is authority. When we feel respected and trusted, we're more likely to listen to others and follow their lead. And trigger number 3 is unpredictability. When we feel surprised and delighted, we're more likely to feel engaged and excited about what's happening. In just a minute, I'll show you how to use these triggers to create an irresistible offer that will draw people in and leave them wanting more. So stay tuned and get ready to unlock the secrets of emotional calibration and the 3 triggers that will change the way you interact with others forever. Let me show you how these triggers work in action with my co-host and actor. As you can see, she's currently using a monotone voice and hasn't made much eye contact with the audience. Now watch as I use the 3 triggers to transform our interaction. Trigger number 1, warmth. I lean in towards her and say, "You know what I'm saying?" with a genuine smile. By mirroring her body language and adding a touch of warmth to my voice, I'm able to create a more intimate connection with her and the audience. Trigger number 2, authority. Maintain eye contact with the audience and emphasize the importance of what I'm saying by pausing and using a stronger voice. My confident demeanor and authoritative tone of voice convey respect and inspire trust. Trigger number 3, unpredictability. I surprise the audience by leaning back and changing the subject mid-sentence. This unexpected twist keeps people on their toes and makes them feel more engaged and excited about what I have to say. By using these 3 triggers, I'm able to transform a mundane conversation into a dynamic and engaging experience that leaves people feeling connected, inspired, and intrigued. Here's a surprising fact. According to a study conducted by Harvard University, only 7% of our communication is based on the words we speak. The remaining 93% is made up of nonverbal cues such as body language and facial expressions. That means that the way we communicate nonverbally can have a greater impact on how others perceive us than the words we choose to speak. Here's another interesting fact. We all have something called unconscious bias, which refers to the preconceived notions and stereotypes that we hold about certain groups of people. Our body language can actually influence these biases, whether we realize it or not. For example, if we cross our arms and keep our bodies closed off, others may perceive us as being unapproachable or unfriendly, even if we're trying to convey the opposite message. On the other hand, if we maintain open body language and make eye contact, others may be more likely to see us as warm and inviting. That's why it's important to be aware of our nonverbal cues and how they can influence the perceptions of others. By doing so, we can ensure that our body language is working to support our verbal messages and create the impression we want to make. As you can see, our body language can have a profound impact on how others perceive us. By understanding the science of body language and emotional influence, you can become a master of nonverbal communication and make a lasting impression on everyone you meet. Now that you understand the science of influence, it's time to put it into practice with the 3-step influence blueprint. The first step is presence. To command a room, you must first own the space. Stand tall, shoulders back, chin up, and take up space without invading others. Your body language should convey confidence and power. Step 2 is emotional calibration. Read the room. What are the people's body language and emotions? Are they happy, sad, angry? Once you know where they are, you can tailor your approach to best suit their needs. Step 3 is precision strikes. Impact moments. Make precise, intentional movements to influence the room. A well-timed gesture or movement can leave a lasting impression and persuade others to see things your way. Here's a shocking real-life story of influence that changed history. In 1960, during a presidential debate between John F. Kennedy and Richard Nixon, Kennedy's team decided to have him wear a suit jacket while Nixon was wearing a casual sports jacket. Kennedy's body language was confident and powerful, while Nixon appeared more relaxed but less authoritative. The impact was immediate. Although Nixon won the debate on points, Kennedy was seen as the winner by the public and went on to win the election. This shows how body language and emotional intelligence can influence outcomes even in high-stakes situations. Now imagine what it would be like to wield this kind of influence in your own life. Picture the possibilities that would open up for you if you could command a room. Read the emotions of those around you and make precise moves to persuade and inspire. With the 3-step influence blueprint, you can become the kind of leader who captivates audiences, builds strong connections, and drives positive change. As you can see, becoming an influential communicator is within your reach. By understanding the science of body language and emotional influence, you can unlock your potential and make a lasting impact on the world. But remember, this is just the beginning. If you want to take your influence game to the next level, then don't forget to hit that subscribe button and check out the next video where you'll learn how to become an influential communicator, even when people don't like you. Until next time, keep practicing your body language and emotional intelligence, and watch as your influence grows.